Good afternoon and welcome to Williams Dog Training Company. We're here today with Chrissy and Zoe, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today is Zoe's ability to understand and respond to her obedience commands, the corrections and motivations we give her while we are working with her, and the training equipment that we're using. Chrissy is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and she's going to keep the bulk of that leash folded neatly in her right hand, leaving her left hand free to give the correction. The correction that we give is a tug and let go to the training collar, which is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Zoe's been fitted with her own personal training collar, and we'll show you how to properly use this during your one-on-one lesson. As you can see, Zoe is seated on Chrissy's left, which is where all our obedience training is done. The first command they're going to demonstrate is heeling, which is proper walking on a leash. Chrissy and Zoe are going to take off doing that now. The command you want to use for this is Zoe heel, and then you just start walking and she'll fall right in line on your left-hand side. Now we've also gone ahead and incorporated our automatic sit along with our heeling, so whenever Chrissy stops her feet, Zoe will sit. Now it's important when you're heeling Zoe that she walks nicely at your pace on your left-hand side, as she's been trained to do, without trying to pull ahead of you or lag behind. If she did attempt to pull ahead or lag behind, say no, give a tug and let go correction to the training collar, repeat the command to heel, and then start walking again. Now the next command they'll demonstrate is our stay command, which is a hand and voice command. Chrissy will use the open flat of her left palm an inch or so from Zoe's muzzle and the one-word command to stay.
Stay.
She walks out to the end of the training leash. Now this is a good exercise to practice at home to build up Zoe's self-control. You can start practicing this one at about a minute's time and work your way up in increments to about 3 minutes. Now as Chrissy returns back to Zoe, she's going to walk all the way around her, providing an added distraction as she goes behind, and right back to that left-hand side heel position. Zoe holds that sit-stay throughout. You see Chrissy gives her some praise and then heels her right out of it. And we'll show you a little more of the heel, sit, and stay. There's that automatic sit there. As they come back up front, she'll give her the stay again, back out to the end of the leash. Now this time she'll give Zoe a second to hold this command, and then she'll demonstrate our come or recall command instead of returning back to her. She calls her in using her name. Zoe gets up, comes into Chrissy, sits in front, and then we have an exercise called the finish. Chrissy's going to heel Zoe right around the back of her and gets her right back to that left-hand side heel position. She'll demonstrate that recall one more time, have her in a sit, give her a stay, out to the end of the training leash, give her a second to hold it, and then call her right in. She gets right up, comes into Chrissy, sits in front, and then the finish, she heels her right around the back of her and gets her right back to that left-hand side heel position, and she'll sit. That's a good time to remind you want to practice all your commands with Zoe about 15 to 20 minutes a day. It helps to keep the commands fresh in her mind, and you can practice inside or outside your home and just incorporate the commands into your daily routine with her. Next up will be our down commands. The first is down from a heel position. Chrissy will use the open flat of her left palm straight down to the ground and the one-word firm command to down. She then gives her a stay and walks back out to the end of the training leash. This is another great exercise to build up that self-control in Zoe. You can start practicing this one at about 3 minutes time and work your way up in increments until you get to about 5 minutes. Now as Chrissy returns back to Zoe, she'll walk all the way around her as she did on the sit stay and right back to that left-hand side heel position. She holds that down stay throughout. Chrissy gives her some praise and then heels her right out of it. And we'll show you that down again when they come back around. Now you see Zoe's doing very well, but it's always important to follow through with your commands, so if at any point you give her a command and she does not respond, you say no, give a tug and let go correction to her training collar, and then repeat the command you'd given her. Now Chrissy gave her the down again and the stay, back out to the end of that training leash. This time she'll give her a second to hold this, and then she'll demonstrate that come or recall command right out of the down position. Calls her in by her name. Zoe gets right up, comes into Chrissy and sits in front. And then the finish, she heels her right around the back of her and gets her right back to that left-hand side heel position. All right, we'll give them a second to get lined up for our final command, which will be down from a distance. Now this will be our down from a distance. You're going to have her in a sit, give her a stay, walk out to the end of your training leash. This is the only time you use your right hand to give the command, and Chrissy will drop her into a down from the end of the training leash. She then returns back to her once again, walks all the way around, and right back to that left-hand side heel position. Excellent job. All right, we've demonstrated for you our basic obedience commands that we've worked on with Zoey while she's been here at school. It's been a pleasure working with Zoey, and we thank you again for choosing Williams Dog Training Company as your personal dog trainer.